Hey everybody, how's it going? Thiago here, and welcome to another video of the Media Corner series. This is the first video for the Media Corner in 2025, and today we are talking about The Godfather. We're going to learn with a clip from The Godfather. I love The Godfather trilogy. Even though I love the three movies, the first one is my favorite, followed by the second, and the third is my least favorite, but it's still a good movie. But man, the first one specifically, it's a classic. It's awesome. It's one of those movies that I believe everybody should watch at least once in their lives. For you to have an idea, there are even universities and colleges that teach filmmaking that use The Godfather as source material for teaching about cinema and filmmaking because it's such a masterpiece when it comes to filmmaking. So today we're going to talk about The Godfather. We're going to learn a little bit with a clip here. Before we start though, don't forget to check out my pronunciation course. You will see in today's lesson that we're going to point out here some connected speech patterns that you hear the actors speaking in the clip. So in my pronunciation course, you'll learn in more depth and detail about all these connected speech patterns with exercises for you to practice. All right, so do check it out. Let me just read a little bit about the movie here to give you the basic premise, okay? Check it out. The Godfather is a 1972 American epic gangster film directed by Francis Ford Coppola, who co-wrote the screenplay with Mario Puzo based on Puzo's best-selling 1969 novel. So the novel came first, the book came first, and then a few years later, there was this film adaptation, okay? The Godfather is regarded or considered one of the greatest and most influential films ever made, as well as a landmark of the gangster genre. The film stars an ensemble cast, including Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan, Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton, Talia Shire. Talia Shire plays Adrian, Rocky Balboa's wife. So, it's a huge cast, full of great actors here. Yeah? So check it out. It is the first installment in the Godfather trilogy, chronicling the Corleone family under patriarch Vito Corleone and the transformation of his youngest son, Michael Corleone, played by Pacino, from reluctant family outsider to ruthless mafia boss. Okay? So, the clip we're going to watch here now, let me just give you some more context. Here's what happened. Vito, played by Marlon Brando, the father, the head of the family, has just been shot in an assassination attempt by Solazzo. They also call Solazzo the Turk in the movie. Business-related affair here. Territory stuff. So Sonny is the oldest son of the Corleone. So he's kind of in charge now for a while his father is recovering from the shot wounds, And Michael, played by Al Pacino, is the youngest son. So he starts the movie as a person who doesn't want to get involved with the family business because he knows that his father, his business, has to do with crime and, gangster stuff, right? He doesn't want any part of that. But in this clip we're going to watch together today, this is the moment when Michael takes charge and he starts getting more involved in the family business. So let's check it out. Let me share my screen here so we can start. All right, so let's watch it.
Hey, Mike, come here. Let me look at you.
So this is Sonny, right? Sonny is the oldest son, currently in charge, right? And he's played by James Caan, all right?
Come here. Let me look at you.
Let me look at you. Yeah, you see the connected speech there? Look at you. Look at you. Let me look at you. This is Al Pacino, Michael Corleone, right? The youngest son. So notice that his jaw is broken. Yeah, he has an injury here on his face. His jaw was broken by a corrupt, crooked cop, a police officer called McCluskey. They're going to talk about this cop soon here in the clip. So Michael got punched hard by this corrupt cop, okay?
You look beautiful. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous means very beautiful, right?
Hey, listen to this. The Turk, he wants to talk.
Remember, the Turk here is Solazzo. Solazzo is the guy, the gangster behind the attempt on Vito Corleone's life. He sent assassins to, shoot Vito Corleone on the street, So check it out.
You got you. Imagine the nerve on this son of a bitch, eh? Craps out last night. He wants a meeting today. What'd he say? What?
Did you hear Tom? Tom Hagen, this guy here, Tom, played by Robert Duvall, he's like the family's consigliere, the advisor, all right? And he's also a lawyer. So did you hear the connected speech here in his question? He says, what'd he say? He doesn't say, what did he say, but what'd he say? What'd he say? Listen.
Imagine the nerve on this son of a bitch, eh? Craps out last night. He wants a meeting today. What'd he say?
Did you hear that? What'd he say? What'd he say? Not what did he say.
What did he say? He wants us to send Michael to hear the proposition. And the promise is that the deal is so good that we can't refuse, eh?
You see what's happening here? So, Solazzo wants Michael, the youngest kid, who's not really involved yet with the family business of crime here, to meet with him because, he has a proposition to achieve peace among the families here, okay? Because, their father, almost died, with the attempt.
What about Bruno Tatali? It's part of the deal. Bruno cancels out what they did to my father.
A war here at this point of the movie, a war is starting to emerge, because, Solazzo had, assassins try to kill Vito, Vito Corleone. And then as response, Sonny, who is very hot-headed, very impulsive, he sent assassins to kill a member of another rival family, the Tatalias, So it's like, okay, you tried to kill my father, I kill this guy now. You see? So apparently this meeting that Solazzo wants to arrange with Michael is so they both families can, reach peace and stop fighting,
Sonny, we ought to hear what they have to say. No.
This is very interesting. The subtitle says we should listen to them, but that's not what Tom said, right? Listen to the clip again here. He doesn't say we should listen to them.
This is not what they did to my father. Sonny, we ought to hear what they have to say.
He says we ought to hear what they have to say. All right? Oughta is ought to, okay? Ought to is the same as should. So I can say we should listen to them or we ought to listen to them. It's the same meaning. In connected speech, ought to becomes oughta. So we oughta listen to them. And he doesn't say listen to them. Listen again.
What about Bruno Tatali? It's part of the deal. Bruno cancels out what they did to my father. Sonny, we ought to hear what they have to say.
You see, he says we ought to hear, not listen, we ought to hear what they have to say. I think because this is an older movie, the subtitles communicate the same idea the actors are communicating there, but not with the exact words sometimes. You will notice that. This is very common, actually, when you get like DVDs of older movies, Sometimes the subtitle doesn't really match exactly the words that the actors are saying, but the idea here is the same. Got it?
No more. Not this time, consigliere. No more meetings, no more discussions, no more Solazzo tricks.
I really like how Sonny pronounced meetings. Listen again.
No more. Not this time, consigliere. No more meetings.
You see, no more meetings. So he's not really pronouncing meetings with a flap T here, or even a true T like meetings. He's using more of a glottal sound here. This meetings. No more meetings. No more meetings. This is the same sound you hear in words like curtain, mountain, garden, same sound, this sound, okay?
No more discussions, no more Solazzo tricks. You give him one message, I want Solazzo. If not, it's all out war. We go to the
Some
back.
of the other families won't.
You see how the subtitles are not really matching. They are speaking more words than, the subtitles are able to pick up, let's say. But the idea here is the same.
It's still
They hand me
The
Solazzo.
father would want to hear this. This is business, not personal.
They shot my father.
Even the shooting of your father was.
You see, so Sonny, he's always been very impulsive and, easy to get angry, right? To feel angry, like a hot-headed. He's always had a hot temper. He wants to go to war right away. There are 5 main families in New York City here, like gangster families. The Corleone is perhaps the top family, like the most powerful, but there has been conflict going on here. And if it was up to Sonny, he would just, declare war against all the 5 families for what they did to his father. Got it? But the consigliere, Tom, is like, hey, this is business, not personal. Let's not, overreact.
Was business, not personal, Sonny.
Well, then business will have to suffer, all right? Hey, listen, do me a favor, Tom. No more advice on how to patch things up. Just help me win, please.
No more advice on how to patch things up. Imagine you have an argument with a friend. It's a good friend, but then one day you fight. You have an argument, and then you don't talk to each other for a while. After a while, you realize that, hey, that was silly. You call your friend again, and then say, hey, let's patch things up. Let's become friends again. Okay, so when you patch things up with a person, you restore the relationship, the good relationship you had. Maybe you had a fight, maybe you had a disagreement, but then after you patch things up. So Sonny is saying here, no more advice on how to patch things up. I'm not interested in that. I want to win. Let's declare war and let's win. Okay? That's Sonny's approach.
Please, all right?
I found out about this Captain McCluskey who broke Mike's jaw.
You see, Captain McCluskey, the corrupt cop that is working with Solazzo, actually, and who punched Mike and broke his jaw.
Now, he's definitely on Solazzo's payroll and for big money.
You see, he's definitely on Solazzo's payroll. When you say that a person is on someone's payroll, it means that that person is being paid to work for that other person, but usually in a shady way, doing things that are not according to the law. It's like the person is bought. So Solazzo, a gangster that has money, is like he hired a police officer, to work with him, to work for him. Yeah, even if that means, being mixed up with wrong stuff. All right? So he's definitely on Solazzo's payroll and for big money.
See? McCluskey has agreed to be the Turk's bodyguard. What you have to understand, Sonny, is that while Solazzo is being guarded like this, he is invulnerable. Now, nobody has ever gunned down a New York police captain, never.
That's an interesting phrasal verb here. You see, nobody has ever gunned down a New York police captain, right? Gun down, shoot that person dead, basically, right? I find it interesting because, we have the word gun, which is a noun. Yeah. A gun is a weapon, right? But to gun down someone means to kill that person by shooting, that person. Yeah. It's a phrasal verb. So nobody has ever done this, shoot a New York police captain,
Nobody has ever gunned down a New York police captain, never. It would be disastrous. All the 5 families would come after you, Sonny. The Corleone family would be outcast.
The Corleone family would be outcasts. When you are an outcast, it's like you are exiled. Nobody wants to deal with you anymore. Nobody wants to see you anymore. Yeah. So, Tom is advising Sonny here, like, hey, take it easy. That's not the best approach. You're talking about killing a very important man. He's the captain of the police department. Yes, he is crooked. Yes, he is corrupt. But, come on. If you did that, all the other families, crime families would come after you. Yeah. And then the Corleone family would probably lose the power, and the current stance they still have here.
Even the old man's political protection would run for cover. So do me a favor. Take this into consideration.
Did you hear the pronunciation here again? Listen.
So do me a favor.
Now,
take this into consideration.
He doesn't really say into. Take this into consideration. The two here is more like a D sound. Into. Take this into consideration. Into consideration. All right? Take this into consideration. Listen again. No, it's not a true T.
So do me a favor. Take this into consideration.
All right, wait.
Okay, so Sonny agreed. Okay. No war. Okay, let's wait and see what happens here. So he actually listened to Tom this time.
We can't wait.
Now Michael is saying we can't wait. So now you see, this is the scene. It's a pivotal scene in the movie. You know, this is the scene when Michael, who has always observed the family business and crime affairs from afar, now we see him actually getting involved in the family business. Yeah, so check it out.
Can't wait. I don't care what Solazzo says about a deal. He's going to kill Pop.
He's going to kill Pop. Pop is dead. Yeah, it's another way to say dad. He's going to kill father. He's going to kill dad. Pop.
That's it. That's the key for him. Got to get Solazzo.
Mike is right.
Let me ask you something, Professor. I mean, what about this McCluskey? Huh? What do we do with this copy?
Okay, so let's see what Michael proposes. Yeah? Okay, so you're saying that, we should kill Solazzo. What about the police officer who is guarding him? Yeah, acting as his bodyguard. What do we do with this captain? Guys, one thing that I want you to notice now, that's why this film is great, in terms of, quality and filmmaking, because now Michael is going to start detailing his plan, what he's thinking, right? Pay attention to how the camera slowly zooms in his face. It's genius, Take a look.
They want to have a meeting with me, right? It will be me, McCluskey, and Solazzo. Let's set the meeting.
Let's set the meeting. Let's arrange the meeting. You see, the camera now is starting to move slowly, very subtle, but you can see that the camera is moving closer.
Get our informers to find out where it's going to be held. Now, we insist it's a public place, a bar, a restaurant, someplace where there's people, so I feel safe.
He says where there's people. That's not really correct because, people is plural. So where there are people, that would be the correct way. But, again, one of those examples of, a native speaker is not necessarily speaking 100% grammatically correct all the time, So where there's people, okay, yeah, it's quite casual, but we would say where there are people, okay?
They're going to search me when I first meet them, right?
Notice that the subtitle here says, they'll search me. That's they will search me. But Michael doesn't say will, he says going to. They're gonna search me, he says. They're gonna search me when I meet them, right? When a police officer, a guard searches you, they touch your body, let's say, they frisk you. They touch your body top to bottom to make sure that you're not carrying a weapon, a gun, all right?
So I can't have a weapon on me then.
You see?
But if Clemenza can figure a way to have a weapon planted there for me, then I'll kill them both.
Did you notice the camera here? You see, the camera started really far and ended here, yeah? Slowly. It's such a nice touch. Such a nice touch. Without doing much here, it adds intensity to what he's saying. You see? There's no fancy visual effects here, nothing like that. It's just good acting, great dialogue, and good camera work. It's amazing. So yeah, you see, that's what Michael is proposing here. Yeah? Okay, set the meeting. I'm going to go meet those guys, Solazzo and the corrupt cop. I can't have a weapon with me when I meet them because, the cop is going to search me. But if Clemenza, one of the captains there, I think, I forgot his position in the family, but, he deals with weapons and guns. If he can plant a weapon there for me someplace, he kills both Solazzo and McCluskey. This is Clemenza, by the way.
Hey, what are you going to do? Nice college boy, huh? They want to get mixed up in the family business? Now you want to...
You see, again, the subtitles are not picking it up, but, Sonny says, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nice college boy. Because, out of the three kids, Vito Corleone has three sons, right? Three sons and a daughter. Out of all the kids, I think Michael is the only one who went to college. Maybe him and his sister, something like that. But, nice college boy. Yeah?
Nice college boy, huh? They want to get mixed up in the family business? Now you want to gun down a police captain? Why, because he slapped you in the face a little bit? Huh? What do you think? This is the army where you shoot him a mile away? You got to get up close like this. And bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit. Come
Sonny.
here. Mwah! You're taking this very personal. Tom, this is business, and this man is taking it very, very personal.
James Caan here is great as Sonny. I love his performance. Bada bing, Really cool. Let's watch that part again. I mean, it's great performance by James Caan here. It's awesome, man. This is acting, guys. This is, in my opinion, this is great acting. This is how acting should be done,
What are you going to do? Nice college boy, huh? They want to get mixed up in the family business? Now you want to gun down a police captain? Why, because he slapped you in the face a little bit? Huh? What do you think? This is the army where you shoot him a mile away? You got to get up close like this. And bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit. Come
Sonny.
here. Mwah! You're taking this very personal. Tom, this is business, and this man is taking it very, very personal.
Where does it say that you can't kill a cop?
Come on, Mikey.
Tom, wait a minute. I'm talking about a cop that's mixed up in drugs.
You see, I'm talking about a cop, a police officer who's mixed up in drugs. When you are mixed up in something, you are involved in that thing. So I'm talking about a police officer who is involved, who is mixed up in drugs, a dishonest cop, you see?
I'm talking about a dishonest cop, a crooked cop who got mixed up in the rackets and got what was coming to him.
Got what was coming is like got what he deserved. Okay?
That's a terrific story.
This is a nice word, guys. Terrific. Terrific is not something bad. It's something good, okay? Something terrific is something amazing, awesome. It's great. Terrific. Don't confuse that with terrible. Terrible is bad. Terrific is very good. So this idea of a corrupt cop being killed in a restaurant randomly, that's a terrific story for the media, for the papers, That's a great story. Yeah, because he was corrupt.
We have newspaper people on the payroll, don't we, Tom?
Remember the word payroll? Remember that McCluskey, the captain, is in Solazzo's payroll, right? Solazzo, the gangster, is paying this cop to protect him, right? So Michael is asking Tom, we have newspaper people, we have journalists, right? On the payroll, right? We pay people to write what we want them to write, basically.
They might like a story like that.
They might. They just might.
It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business.
Awesome. And this is when Michael starts to take charge. The whole arc of the movie is actually about that. Eventually, by the end of the movie, Michael becomes the head of the family, actually. After, many things happen, he's the one who went from nice college boy, didn't want to get involved with the crime business of the family. And by the end, he becomes the Don. Yeah. The new Don Corleone,
It's as cold as they come. Impossible to trace. So you don't worry about Prince Mike.
Clemens is talking about the weapon here, the gun, right? So, he's referring to the gun as code. Code in the sense that it cannot be traced. Like, the police won't be able to maybe get fingerprints on the shooter, or there's no serial number, nobody knows where that gun came from, So it's a code gun. That's what Clemenza says here. You see, don't worry about prints. Yeah, your prints are your digital prints, yeah, on your fingers, on your digits, let's say.
I put a special tape on the trigger and a butt.
You see, so this part of the gun here is the trigger. Yeah, so you pull the trigger, and the butt of the gun is this part here. Yeah, the butt, like the behind, let's say.
Here, try it. What's the matter? The trigger too tight?
Oh, my ears.
Yeah, I left it noisy. That way it scares any pain in the ass innocent bystanders away.
Interesting, bystanders. Yeah, so the plan here is Michael goes, meets Solazzo at this public restaurant, and he's going to shoot both guys there, the captain and Solazzo. The bystanders are the people in the restaurant who will be in the restaurant at that time when that happens. People who are probably eating there, so the bystanders. So Clemenza is leaving the gun very noisy in terms of sound so that, it scares away any person who is around there. They're not going to want to come closer to see what's happening. They're going to just, be scared.
Wait. All right, you shot them both. Now what do you do?
What do you do? What do you do? You see, it's not what do you do, but what do you do?
Sit down, finish my dinner.
Come on, kid, don't fool around.
When you say to someone, don't fool around, you're saying, hey, now is not the time to joke about stuff, to play, I'm serious here. I want you to take this seriously, what I'm telling you, so don't fool around. Take this seriously.
Dinner?
Come on, kid, don't fool around. Just let your hands drop to your side and let the gun slip out. Everybody will still think you got it. You're going to be staring at your face, Mike.
Again, the subtitle is saying they will stare at your face, but he says they're gonna be staring. They're gonna be staring at your face. When you stare at someone, you look for a long time. Yeah, at that person, at that thing, you are staring. Yeah, for a long time.
So walk out of the place real fast, but you don't run. Don't look nobody directly in the eye, but you don't look away either. Hey, they're going to be scared stiff of you, believe me, so don't worry about nothing.
Interesting. Look, they're going to be scared stiff. When you are stiff, you are like this. You can't move. You are stiff, like frozen. So Clemenza is saying that the bystanders there, the people in the restaurant, when Michael shoots both guys there, they're going to be scared stiff, like paralyzed, like, oh my God, And he also says, don't worry about nothing. This sentence is grammatically wrong. Don't worry about nothing, because we have a double negative here. Don't is a negative word, right? Auxiliary. And nothing is also negative. This is wrong, grammatically speaking. So don't worry about nothing. The correct way would be don't worry about anything. Okay? Or worry about nothing. Just one negative word, not two, But again, this is a movie about gangsters, street people from the street who are violent, So, you can't expect them to, maybe speak super correctly. Yeah. So this is also interesting to notice. Yeah. It's like street language.
Stiff of you, believe me, so don't worry about nothing. You're going to turn out all right. You take a long vacation, nobody knows where, and we're going to catch the hell.
Yeah, we're going to catch the hell. Yeah. So basically what's going to happen is after Michael shoots these two guys, there will be war against the Corleone family and all the other families. But, for a while.
How bad do you think it's going to be?
Pretty goddamn bad. Probably all the other families will line up against us.
See?
That's all right. This isn't got to happen every 5 years or so. 10 years. Helps to get rid of the bad blood. But
You see, so apparently Apparently, this is a common occurrence. It's common for the rival families in New York at the time, right, to engage in conflicts with each other from time to time, every 5, 10 years. It helps to get rid of the bad blood. When you have bad blood with a person, you have animosity towards that person. You don't like each other. You fight all the time. You argue all the time. So this war that happens among the families, the gangster families that are in New York, every 5 or 10 years, helps to get rid of the bad blood. After the war, the families, reach peace again, and then they are free to run their own business. So, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, this is a little bit of the Godfather and some of the vocabulary and connected speech from this clip. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to check out my pronunciation course where you can learn more connected speech and the sounds of the English language in detail. All right. And of course, subscribe to the channel here on YouTube, like the video, leave me a comment, letting me know what you thought about today's lesson. If you have a suggestion of a future movie or TV show for me to react to and teach English with, also leave your comment here. And that's pretty much it. I'm Thiago. I'm signing off. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much. And I'll be talking to you very soon in the upcoming video. Bye-bye.